Tonight we report on a house fire Wednesday afternoon near Soap Lake, and the Department of Ecology is seeking comments on an oil spill plan for Moses Lake. What's happening in sports, Sean?
Thanks, Alan. Donovan Wright and Aubrey Vale make first team NWAC East region, and Jake Locker decides to retire from the NFL. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
And as record warmth that we've been enjoying the past week or so is coming to an end, not before one more day of warmth. Details coming on up.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
No one was injured in a fire at a manufactured home near Soap Lake. Grant County Fire District 7 responded to the 1600 block of SR 28 Wednesday afternoon. Firefighters from Ephrata Fire Department and Grant County Fire District 13 assisted in extinguishing the blaze. Fire District 7 Chief Kirk Shepard said nobody was home at the time. It took firefighters about an hour and a half to contain the fire. The home sustained heavy damage, but firefighters were able to save the owner's cat, which was hiding inside the house. The Grant County Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause of the fire. Ephrata High School students hit the stage this week for a 3-night run of the popular musical Grease. Reporter Devin Higgins stopped by the dress rehearsal and has the details.
What if we said that about Danny Zuko?
Did you say Danny Zuko?
The Rydell High class of 1959 is back as Ephrata High School's theater department opens the school version of Grease starting tonight at 7 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. Junior Tucker Merchant stars as Danny Zuko opposite senior Lindsay Bear as Sandy Dombrowski. The pair has to solve the problem of their mutual attraction against the backdrop of their friends in the era of hot rods, drive-ins, and poodle skirts. The school version of Grease is suitable for all ages as all swearing, smoking, and other mature themes have been removed. Tickets are $10 for reserved seating or $8 for general admission, and the musical runs through Saturday. In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
Warden High School was placed on lockdown Wednesday morning after students reported a classmate was going to shoot up the school today. Students told Warden High School Principal Chris Rust about the threat at about 9 a.m. The school went into lockdown and Warden police were notified. The 16-year-old boy involved in the rumored threat was not at school and was contacted at home. Warden police confirmed the threat was unfounded and the lockdown was lifted, according to Warden Police Chief Rick Martin, who said there are no firearms in the boy's home. A man is facing at least 2.5 years in prison after he was accused of shoving his 4-month-old daughter's head into a cushion. David Gilman, a 23-year-old Moses Lake resident, entered an Alford plea in Grant County Superior Court to attempted assault of a child in the 2nd degree. The Alford plea means Gilman doesn't admit to committing the crime, but felt he would be convicted of the crime if the case went to trial. Gilman faces 2 years and 9 months in prison. The alleged assault occurred after the victim's mother left the child with Gilman when she went out on a Saturday night. The child started crying, and Gilman reportedly shoved the child's face into the cushions. Gilman reportedly told a roommate the child was having a seizure, and the child was taken to Samaritan Hospital, where medical staff discovered her brain was bleeding. Gilman allegedly admitted to shoving the child's face into the cushion, saying he became frustrated because the child wouldn't stop crying. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we'll be back right after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Just when I thought the blizzard couldn't get any better, DQ put the blizzard inside a waffle cone. This is mind-blowing. So when DQ asked me how I would tell the world, I said... Sounds better in Italian.
Pretty impressive, Liz. Any blizzard, like confetti cake, now in a fresh baked waffle cone. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News. Our forecast, of course, overnight tonight through Friday, brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And boy, hasn't it been nice with the record heat around the vicinity, but looks like we're only going to be seeing one more record heat because the weekend is not looking as good as it did last weekend. The reason we have some showers coming in and just some slightly cooler temperatures. Still, very nice temperatures, but showers coming in on Saturday will drop the temperatures by about 10 degrees both Saturday and Sunday, even into Monday. Showers into Sunday morning, but Sunday afternoon doesn't look too bad. Sunday night, Monday, more showers come on back because the warm air tries to come back for midweek next week. Well, we set a record today, the old record 66, and the morning low of 37. Tomorrow's record 69, set back in 1992. We have a chance to break that as well, at least tie it, because I'm going for around 69 tomorrow's high as well. 67 also tying a record in Moses Lake, 40 degrees, a nice mild start around the area. In fact, a very, very pleasant evening outside right now with 65 degrees, the dew point 35, a light southwest breeze, just a tremendous March evening taking shape. But as I put the clouds and precipitation into motion overnight tonight, you'll notice Friday more clouds coming on in, but Friday night, Saturday morning, quite a bit of moisture coming into the Cascades and eventually into our area Saturday mid to late morning and much of the afternoon, showers around, and you can see even some more showers. The train of moisture has eyes for us for a few days, Saturday through Monday. Friday afternoon looking pretty cloudy across western areas to stay west of the Cascades. Again, showers coming in later in the day across the coastal sections. But once you get across the mountains, looking very nice. The inland northwest, another very pleasant afternoon, mid to high 60s. And zooming into the basin, you can see a very, very pleasant end to the work week with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, temperature near 70. And if we hit 70, we break the record. If we hit 69, which is what I'm going for, we'll tie the record. And you see a little cooling trend, about 10 degrees as we start into the weekend with the shower threat coming in Saturday, Sunday, Monday, mainly Sunday morning. Afternoon, I'm crossing my fingers for a nice afternoon, but then showers come in late Sunday into Monday. But notice, we warm it back up into the mid to high 60s, maybe a few showers again on Wednesday, but again, the temperatures, you can't beat that, can you? Very nice temperatures right through the time period with overnight lows generally into the 40s for the most part. Well, again, hope you enjoy your Friday. Again, record heat coming our way. Right now coming our way, sports, so don't go away.
Hi. Hi, I see here on my glasses that it's your sales event.
Yeah, we have low APR financing and some great lease offers. Check out the bold new Camry.
Wow, that's really nice. I gotta get a closer look. Wow, there's so much stuff.
Careful.
If I could just see where I was going.
Right now, you can lease a new 2015 Camry for $199 a month with $750 lease bonus cash. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan.
Now this is cool.
That's easy to see.
Toyota, let's go places.
The season may be over for Big Bend basketball, but the all-conference teams have been announced. Donovan Wright was named first team All-East Region. Mogadoo was named to the second team, and Connor Meyerhofer was chosen as Defensive Player of the Year. James Lopez out of Columbia Basin was named Most Valuable Player. On the women's side, Aubrey Vale was the Lone Lady Viking earning honors. The shooting guard was named first team All-Conference. Marche Moore out of Blue Mountain was named MVP. Washington Husky great and Tennessee Titan quarterback Jake Locker has decided to call it quits. The former first-round draft pick out of the Titans is retiring from the NFL. Locker says his heart is no longer in the game, and he wants to spend more time with his family. Jake recently bought his grandparents' old house in his hometown of Ferndale, and he has a daughter, Colby, who's 2 years old, and an 8-month-old son named Cooper. His sudden retirement has led speculation that Locker might switch sports to baseball. Locker was a 10th-round draft pick of the Anaheim Angels in 2009. Imagine training all year for a race and becoming disqualified because of an iPod. That's what happened to veteran Iditarod racer Brent Sass, who was in 5th place before the mishap.
When Brent Sass pulled into Manly Hot Springs earlier this week, he had no way of knowing it would be his second to last stop in this race.
It's been pretty straightforward, pretty smooth rolling so far. I mean,
the reason had nothing to do with his team, but rather the rules. In Tanana Tuesday night, Sass was disqualified. Iditarod officials discovered he had an unauthorized electronic device. With Wi-Fi capabilities, it's a violation of the rules. In a press release, Iditarod officials say Rule 35 on electronic devices reads, quote, "No two-way communication devices, including cell phones, shall be carried or used unless provided." Mushers are allowed to carry an ELT or tracking device, also GPS, but nothing that would allow them to communicate from the trail. Fans immediately took to Facebook, expressing encouragement and outrage. Corey Ferguson writes, "Much respect for owning up to his mistake. If he was actually trying to cheat, he wouldn't have owned up to it." And Rusty Long says, "At this time, there have been no reports of any iPods making dogs run faster."
Rules are rules, but it's hard not to feel bad for the guy. We'll be back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. And the patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about the renovated building in Ephrata that is now home to several Grant County offices. The project ended up costing more than the county first expected, but the upgrades mean long-term savings. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Grant County will save $48,000 a year in energy efficiency and other costs with the energy upgrade and remodeling of a new downtown Ephrata office space. The county's building planning and fire marshal staffs recently moved into the accessible 7,000 square foot two-story building at 264 West Division Avenue. The county purchased the former law office's location in 2012 as a new location for the departments. The building replaces the former location the county rented on First Avenue Northwest. Jason Schmidt, account executive for McKinstry, the consultant firm that redesigned and remodeled the building for the county, says higher energy costs of building design and improvements up front actually pay in the long term with energy and maintenance savings.
It's working to help them develop investments into their facilities so that they are building an infrastructure for the life of their buildings that are going to help reduce costs immediately and over the long term. And with that upfront emphasis on design, you see a longer term positive effect on the county's expenditures, on the comfort of the occupants, on the resources of, say, the county and how often they need to maintain and repair the pieces of equipment.
Schmidt says McKinstry's mission is to efficiently develop, engineer, build, and operate the overall environment of buildings. The company has an office in Quincy with a staff of more than 75. The county spent about $750,000 to buy the building and about $1.2 million to have McKinstry renovated. Schmidt explained the long-term savings.
So say you get 20 years out of the building equipment, then you're looking at nearly $1 million in savings over the life of the equipment.
Work includes asbestos removal and the installation of a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system with cost-saving thermostats for individual spaces. The building also features light fixtures that have motion sensors to automatically switch on and off. There's even a drinking fountain that encourages reusable bottles over plastic. Tom Gaines, Grant County Facilities and Maintenance Director, says the county will save money by using space it owns and does not have to lease.
We had 2 different offices that were in leased spaces. If we could bring those entities into owned spaces, then obviously we're saving quite a bit of money each year. So we started a series of moves. We moved the WSU extension out to Moses Lake, made room in the courthouse and moved the public defenders in. That saved us from the lease there. And then we had this building and we needed to do a remodel.
Gaines says the project has also raised the work comfort level for county employees.
Everybody seems to be very comfortable. They have more space. They have room to grow.
County Associate Planner Rick Reddig explained how the new workspace has improved.
We had 4 cubicles in the same room, and now we have private offices again.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back after this.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. A Moses Lake man faces at least 6.5 years in prison after he was convicted of raping an acquaintance. A Grant County jury convicted Mauricio Delgado, a 45-year-old man, of rape in the 2nd degree after 2 hours and 40 minutes of deliberations. Delgado has no previous felony convictions and faces between 6.5 years to 8.5 years in prison, according to state sentencing laws. Delgado found the victim, an acquaintance, walking on the side of Broadway Avenue in June and offered to let her stay in his motel room. When they arrived in the motel room, he propositioned her. After she refused, he raped her. When officers went to Delgado's motel room, he tried to leave out the bathroom window. The State Department of Ecology is seeking public comment on a plan for oil spills in Moses Lake. The area covered in the draft contingency plan includes all of Moses Lake and more than 125 miles of Crab Creek. The plan encompasses the city of Moses Lake to an area just west of Reardon. The draft includes 45 strategies meant to reduce injury to sensitive natural, cultural, and economic resources during an oil spill. Risks in the area include accidents involving fully loaded tank trucks on the Interstate 90 bridge across Moses Lake, or on State Route 17 crossing over Crab Creek or Rocky Ford Creek, leaks in the Yellowstone pipeline that cross Crab Creek in 3 locations and in northeastern Grant County, as well as loaded train tank cars containing tens of thousands of gallons of crude oil or other petroleum products. The comment period runs through April 3rd. All comments received will be reviewed and considered before final approval of the plan. Comments can be mailed to grps@ecy.wa.gov. High school art students can compete in a regional contest offered by the Washington Apple Foundation. The annual Year of the Apple Art Contest is for students in Grant, Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Benton, Franklin, Kittitas, Yakima, and Walla Walla counties. The purpose is to recognize the talents of students raised in tree fruit communities. The artwork must depict real Washington apples. The Washington Apple themed contest grants more than $1,700 in cash prizes. First place receives $1,000 and will be reprinted on a wall-sized calendar and distributed throughout Apple industry offices in the state. The deadline to submit artwork is June 1st. Entry forms and rules are available on the Washington Apple Foundation website at www.waef.org. In Northwest news, federal agents say they've uncovered a hidden bunker built by a convicted bank robber in suburban Seattle. Bradley Stephen Robinette had been on the run for the last 5 years, but was finally caught last summer. Investigators are now poring over the things stashed in the bunker they found this week, and they believe evidence of more crimes could be hidden inside. KOMO's Luke Ducey has the story.
If you walked past it, you might not ever know it was there, just a small hole in the ground covered by plywood. But walk down inside, and it's clear somebody once stayed here. There are shelves with bottles, an overturned cot with bedding on the floor, several plastic bags, and an old pair of shoes. The bunker is also held up by a series of 2x4s, now rotting from mold that's accumulated over the years.
Mr. Robinette has caches distributed throughout Washington.
Federal agents think convicted bank robber Bradley Stephen Robinette built 2 other bunkers somewhere in the state. They won't say why he built this one in Lake Sammamish. Did he have a connection to the area? But information gathered after his arrest led them right here.
We followed clues that we uncovered through the investigation that read almost like a childhood treasure hunt. We knew to look for a certain type of tree by a certain type of ravine.
Investigators hauled out more than a dozen plastic tubes filled with evidence. They're trying to see if any of it points to Robinette's heists or perhaps other crimes. Robinette was on the run for 5 years after he failed to show up to a Seattle halfway house after prison. Oregon police arrested him in a shopping mall parking lot last year.
We're showing you this today particularly because the public might not be aware that there are caches throughout Washington state that we're seeking.
The FBI thinks Robinette built his bunker 10 years ago and stayed inside while on the run.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFiber One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.